Imagine if I revealed that at this exact second, a presence is standing right next to you, observing, guarding, and occasionally shedding tears. This is neither myth nor sci-fi. It is a profound truth that Edgar Cayce, one of America's most thoroughly recorded mystics, perceived as vividly as you see this display. The dynamic he observed between mortals and their celestial guardians will completely transform your perspective on everyday existence. Envision the scene. It is 1947 in a peaceful Virginia Beach room. A woman enters, her hands shaking faintly. She knows the legends of Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet capable of looking into realms forever closed to the average person. She comes ready to confess her spiritual battles, her errors, and the heavy burdens on her soul. Yet before she can even complete her thought, Cayce abruptly interrupts her. He reveals a truth that makes her blood run cold. She commits a specific sin every single day, an act so understated that she remains entirely blind to it. With unwavering conviction, he explains that this very transgression brings her guardian angel to tears. Before we dive deeper, please tap the like button and share your current location in the comments. It is endlessly intriguing to discover where our global audience is tuning in from today. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. Now, you might assume this is just spiritual speculation or religious folklore. However, Edgar Cayce's connection to guardian angels was entirely unparalleled because it was meticulously recorded, observed, and corroborated by dozens of impartial witnesses across several decades. These were not abstract spiritual impressions or symbolic encounters. Cayce engaged with guardian angels just as ordinarily as you converse with people in your daily routine. He physically saw them, talked with them, and received their messages. Has anything like this ever happened to you? Do you ever sense a presence just outside your awareness? A silent guardian you cannot fully comprehend? Skeptics and believers alike have documented an incredible phenomenon regarding this. Cayce had the ability to answer letters before they were even delivered. He wasn't predicting the mail. Rather, the writer's guardian angel had already transmitted the message to him on a spiritual level. Consider the profound nature of this. While an individual was drafting their worries hundreds of miles away, their guardian angel was already present with Cayce, speaking for the soul under its care. This was no mere illusion or theatrical stunt. It was a reliable, documented, and recurring reality. For years, the physicians, investigators, and everyday individuals who collaborated with Cayce all bore witness to this exact same occurrence. To him, guardian angels were never mere theological theories or abstract notions. They were tangible entities possessing genuine emotions, clear purposes, and direct reactions to how humans behave. Stay with me to the very end, because Cayce's revelation regarding the single sin that brings sorrow to these divine protectors will make you rethink every action you take from dawn until dusk. What is most disturbing is that you are likely committing this very offense right now, entirely unaware. So what exactly is this transgression that causes guardian angels to cry? What could be so insidious yet destructive that we remain blind to it while it inflicts profound spiritual pain on our assigned protectors? Initially, Cayce's answer may appear deceptively simple, yet its consequences are more profound than anyone could guess. But before uncovering this truth, it is crucial to grasp the true depth of Cayce's link to the angelic world, because what occurred during his sessions went far beyond ordinary spiritual intuition. This involved direct contact with entities existing beyond our conventional understanding of space and time. If you find yourself captivated by this sort of profound, unnerving material that delves into realms most refuse to acknowledge, be sure to subscribe. This channel is designed for those eager to look past the superficial. Picture receiving a letter and knowing its exact contents before breaking the seal. Now take it a step further. Imagine answering that letter before it is even delivered. This exact phenomenon is what observers repeatedly recorded Edgar Cayce doing. Individuals would sit and write to him, bearing their souls about their hardships and the burning questions they desperately needed resolved. Yet before their letters could navigate the postal system, often before they even left the sender's town, Cayce was already answering their pleas during his sessions by communicating with the sender's messenger or guardian angel. This was not a rare occurrence easily dismissed by vague circumstances. It was a steady, verifiable pattern that baffled observing skeptics. It was chronicled by researchers and seen firsthand by family members. Even cynics who approached Cayce intending to unmask a fraud left deeply rattled by their encounters. The underlying reality was impossible to deny. A communication web functioned outside the physical realm, and Cayce was tapped into it. Yet the most profound aspect of all this was how Cayce interacted with these guardian angels. He never treated them as remote cosmic powers or detached spiritual forces. Instead, he conversed with them just as one would with a close friend. He recognized them as conscious entities possessing their own feelings and a deep dedication to the human souls they were tasked with guarding. Consider how that shifts our entire perspective. These were not merely theoretical ideas pulled from ancient scriptures. From our very first breath to our dying moment, these celestial companions walk alongside us, observing every choice, change in perspective, victory, and defeat. Cayce explained that these protecting angels experience profound happiness whenever our souls make decisions in harmony with spiritual truth. Conversely, they suffer real, palpable heartache when we veer away from our journey of conscious growth. This sorrow is never rooted in judgment or punishment. Rather, it is the organic reaction of an entity that loves you without condition, recognizes your ultimate potential, and must watch you unknowingly hinder your own progress. Grasping this reality profoundly alters the way we perceive our everyday lives. Let us explore this even further, as recognizing that guardian angels possess genuine emotions is merely the starting point. Cayce's subsequent revelations shed light on why so many of these beings endure perpetual sorrow for the individuals they guard. His teachings were not solely about acknowledging these divine guides, but about identifying the single unseen obstacle that blocks the majority of humanity from accepting the vital direction and safety these angels yearn to offer. Write in the comments, "I'm ready to understand this." This unseen barricade separating us from heavenly guidance is so prevalent that you have likely faced it several times today without even noticing. When Cayce ultimately disclosed the reason behind the weeping of guardian angels, his audience was stunned. The shock did not stem from anything extreme or brutal, but from how exceptionally mundane the cause was. Something so deeply embedded in our daily routines that we no longer even see it. The transgression he pointed to was ingratitude. However, before you brush this off as a minor issue of mere etiquette or basic manners, it is crucial to grasp Cayce's true meaning. He was not referring to simply failing to thank someone for holding open a door. His primary focus wasn't even on our lack of appreciation for one another. He was speaking about something much deeper, a profound blindness to existence itself. He meant the sheer inability to recognize, validate, and feel authentic gratitude for the endless blessings that pour into our lives every second of the day. Consider just this morning. You awoke, your heart pumped, and your lungs drew in oxygen without a single conscious command. Your eyes absorbed the light, your brain formed thoughts, and your limbs obeyed your desires. Absolutely none of this was guaranteed, earned, or manufactured by you. Each breath is a present, and each heartbeat is kept alive by powers completely outside your grasp. Every second you remain conscious is a display of cosmic charity that you neither merited nor can uphold by yourself. The meals you consumed today were the result of a perfect orchestration of soil, rain, and sun. The individuals surrounding you, whether they bring you joy or irritation, are literal miracles of awareness occupying physical bodies. Even the simple act of watching this video means you possess electricity, internet, technology, the senses of sight and sound, and the cognitive power to understand it all. When you pause to truly observe, these epiphanies are infinite. If this perspective shifted your mindset even slightly, please tap the like button so this message can find the people who need to hear it. Yet what Cayce observed in the spiritual dimension was absolutely devastating. He saw souls wandering through their existence, absorbing every single blessing, grace, and instance of divine guidance, only to offer absolutely nothing in return. There was no basic recognition, no fleeting feeling of thanks, just a tragic assumption that they were owed every miracle. They act as though their lives were mere accidents, as if they were entitled to their existence, expecting the universe to effortlessly maintain their comfort and survival. Whenever this occurs, Cayce witnessed a reality entirely hidden from the rest of us. The specific guardian angel bound to that person undergoes a sorrow so deep and authentic that he called it spiritually visible. Lacking physical forms, these entities shed no human tears. Yet Cayce noted their suffering was agonizing to watch, a profound spiritual heartbreak born from seeing their beloved human dismiss divine blessings as mundane. The necessary shift isn't about embracing strict religion or complex rituals. It is simply about awakening your eyes to the reality of your own life. Ingratitude goes far beyond mere disrespect. It is a warped lens, a mentality that effectively shuts the door to future blessings. This is where the path becomes truly fascinating, as Cayce's insight into this cycle of ignorance radically alters how we should handle our everyday choices. Type "I see it now" in the comments. The angel mourns because it possesses a level of perception entirely alien to humanity. While you navigate your day fixated on your struggles, irritations, and unfulfilled cravings, your guardian angel perceives an entirely different reality. It witnesses every hidden intervention that preserved your safety. It observes every instance where divine mercy bent the odds in your favor. It watches every blessing laid before you, blessings you marched straight past, entirely blind to them because you were consumed by what you lacked. Picture observing someone you cherish profoundly, a soul you have been tasked with guarding since their first breath, wandering through a valley of unimaginable riches while lamenting their poverty. That is the tragic irony these heavenly protectors are forced to watch every single day. Spiritual observers witness the intentional, personal love of an infinite intelligence pouring into a human life, only to watch that person dismiss it all as mere background noise. They treat these profound blessings as random quirks of nature, existing entirely without meaning or purpose. This is not simply an abstract philosophy. Cayce observed this very dynamic unfolding in thousands of the readings he conducted over his lifetime. What he uncovered was deeply disturbing. Ingratitude does far more than just sadden the angels. It fundamentally changes a soul's capacity to receive. When this behavior becomes habitual, when an individual goes weeks, months, or years without truly acknowledging their blessings, the spiritual mechanics of their existence shift. The soul begins to shut down. This occurs not because God pulls away or a guardian angel abandons their post, but because a tightly closed fist cannot grasp anything new. Imagine having a friend you continuously supported, protected, and showered with gifts. If they never thanked you, ignored your efforts, and relentlessly demanded more while treating your past generosity as worthless, how long would you maintain that relationship? The divine, however, is not bound by human limitations. The gifts continue to flow regardless, but the ungrateful soul transforms into a sealed vessel. Grace is constantly offered, yet it cannot break through. Cayce encountered this pattern time and time again. Clients would approach him burdened with relationship conflicts, health ailments, financial ruin, and spiritual voids. Beneath all these superficial symptoms, he recognized the true underlying cause. They had entirely stopped seeing the goodness in their lives. They had conditioned themselves to operate from a place of scarcity, chronic complaining, and entitlement. The consequence of this shift was tragic, sparking a vicious, self-perpetuating loop. The less gratitude they expressed, the less grace they were capable of receiving. As their receiving diminished, their complaints multiplied, and the louder they complained, the more oblivious they became to the blessings already surrounding them. Just beneath the veil of everyday life, a continuous stream of grace is always trying to reach you. However, your ability to absorb it is directly tied to your ability to appreciate what you already have. This is where the process becomes actionable, because Cayce did more than just pinpoint the issue. He understood exactly how this destructive loop functions and what is required to shatter it. Type in the comments, "The cycle ends now." Escaping this trap doesn't demand that you become a monk, walk away from your career, or meditate for hours on end. Cayce's prescription was so straightforward that many initially brushed it off as too trivial to make a difference. Yet that very simplicity is the source of its profound strength. His remedy was this: start and conclude each day with sincere gratitude. This isn't about theatrical prayers or complex ceremonies meant to appease some higher power, but rather a truthful, heartfelt recognition of the gifts you have genuinely received. In practical terms, it looks like this. Tomorrow morning, before grabbing your phone, mapping out your schedule, or stressing about the future, pause for 30 seconds to reflect on a truth most take for granted. You opened your eyes. While you rested, your heart maintained its rhythm, your lungs continued to draw breath, and your mind kept working. You have been granted another day of awareness and another chance to experience life. That fact alone warrants profound thanks, especially considering that some who closed their eyes last night did not wake up to see this morning. From there, notice the mundane miracles you've grown accustomed to overlooking. You can perceive the light hitting your eyes as your mind turns it into the wonder of sight. You can listen to the sounds around you. You can move your limbs. And even if your body isn't flawless or occasionally brings you pain, you still possess the extraordinary privilege of physical existence. You have individuals in your life who truly care that you are here. You possess food, shelter, and resources that countless generations before us would have viewed as unthinkable wealth. These are not trivialities inflated to look important. They are monumental blessings that daily routine has made us blind to. Cayce's comprehension of this concept extended far beyond mere positive affirmations or manifestation tactics. He recognized that when a person authentically embraces thankfulness, not as a scheme for personal gain, but as a sincere reaction to what is already there, a profound shift occurs in the spiritual world. Your guardian angel ceases its sorrow and starts to celebrate. This angelic joy creates a spiritual clearing, allowing previously blocked pathways of grace to pour forth once more. Chances that were once out of reach abruptly become available to you. This isn't magic, it is simply aligning oneself with the true nature of existence. The most spiritually vibrant individuals were not those who made the fewest errors or strictly adhered to regulations, but rather those who acknowledged the greatest number of blessings. They navigated life fully aware of the endless stream of divine abundance, naturally reacting with profound appreciation. Cayce perfectly personified this trait. Even amidst physical pain, exhausting labor, and the unique trials brought on by his extraordinary abilities, he offered thanks endlessly. He didn't do this to acquire rewards, but because thankfulness had become the very bedrock of his existence. Shifting your viewpoint in this way alters more than just your connection with your guardian angel. It completely revolutionizes your human experience. Once you begin to recognize your blessings, you break free from the mentality of lack that imprisons the majority of humanity in loops of worry and discontent. Please type "Gratitude is my foundation" in the comments. And with that, we have reached the conclusion of our shared journey. If you've stayed with me until the very end, I want to offer my deepest thanks. This isn't the type of video the algorithm naturally pushes, nor is it meant for mindless scrolling or background noise. The fact that you dedicated your focus to something so meaningful speaks volumes about where you currently stand on your personal journey. If Edgar Cayce's insights on guardian angels and gratitude truly resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe and become part of this community. We don't chase fleeting trends here. Instead, we dive into the unseen layers of reality, challenging truths, and the profound spiritual mechanics that go unnoticed by most. Having you with us makes this journey even more rewarding. Please leave a comment saying, "This message was meant for me," because if you're still listening, it undoubtedly was. You weren't brought here by mere chance. A part of you was ready to receive this. If you gained something valuable today, please press the like button. It helps share this message with others and confirms we are on the right path together. There is another video right here that pairs beautifully with today's discussion, diving even deeper into how unseen spiritual forces shape our everyday lives. Click on it to keep exploring with me. It picks up right where we just left off. Thank you for your time, your focus, and your courage to look beneath the surface. I'll see you in the next one.